Welcome back to Clue Speak, the podcast that helps you speak English like a proper Brit. We're absolutely delighted you've joined us again.
Hello, mates. I'm James. And I'm Anna. We've got a fantastic episode lined up today, all about getting away from it all.
Now, James, I've only just got back from a lovely little trip, but you were away first, weren't you? I saw your pictures on the mobile phone. Absolutely gorgeous.
I was. I've literally just finished the mammoth task of sorting out the laundry and emptying the last suitcase. Honestly, it took me longer than the actual journey home.
Oh, the glamour. So, the topic today is perfectly timed for anyone who's ever had that post-holiday slump. Talking about your last holiday. Crucially, we're talking about a holiday, mind you. We're not using the American word vacation. A proper British holiday.
Exactly. And I've got loads to tell you. I went up to the stunning Scottish Highlands. It was quite an adventure, driving up there on the motorway and then winding through the little roads.
Oh, fantastic. The Highlands are beautiful. Who did you go with, James? And how long were you away for, exactly?
I went with my mate Tom and his sister, Chloe. We hired a little flat near Inverness for a couple of weeks. Not an apartment, you understand, a proper flat. It was a decent size too.
A couple of weeks. That's a good length of time for a proper break, isn't it? Long enough to really relax. So, have you got any good stories for us? We need the gossip. Remember to use have got for disturbance, not just do you have. It's much more common over here.
I have, actually. You see, we needed a place with plenty of colour on the walls to cheer us up, but the flat was a bit, well, let's just say, drab. Very magnolia.
A polite British way of saying it was boring, I suppose. Did you use the lift to get up there? I hope you didn't have to haul those heavy suitcases up the stairs.
No lift in that building, unfortunately. Just good old-fashioned stairs. But we made the best of it. We spent most days travelling around the countryside.
That sounds promising. But 2 weeks in the Highlands, you must have done more than just drive around. What did you get up to? Did you go hiking? Did you see any of the famous wildlife? Tell us everything.
We did a lot of hiking, yes. Proper hiking, where you're wearing your big boots and you're absolutely knackered by the end of the day. Mostly, we went on long walks through the hills and around the stunning lochs. We saw some deer, but no Loch Ness monster, sadly.
Brilliant. And that verb, to hike, it means going for a longer, more challenging walk, usually in the mountains or hills. It's a great piece of vocabulary for describing an active holiday. Did you get caught in the famous Scottish rain then? I bet you had to put up with quite a bit of drizzle.
Of course, we had to put up with the drizzle for about 3 days straight. That means we had to endure it or accept it because we had no other choice. Luckily, the rain didn't put off our plans too much, which means it didn't postpone them. But we also spent time just hanging out in the nearest village when the weather was truly awful.
Oh, just relaxing then? When you hang out, you spend time without a specific goal. It sounds like a relaxed time, playing cards, having a few biscuits, the UK word, not cookies, remember?
Precisely. Loads of tea and biscuits. We made sure to make a cake one afternoon, too. We'd rather make a cake than do a cake. That's a classic collocation point for the A2 level. Make usually relates to production, do to actions or tasks.
Very good. So, no fancy cookies for you, just solid British baking. Did you manage to see anything touristy?
We tried to do some sightseeing at one of the ancient castles, but we totally ran out of time. Run out of is such a useful phrasal verb, meaning we had nothing left, in this case, time. We just couldn't carry on with the plan, which means we couldn't continue. The castle closed early, you see.
Ah, that's a shame. So, nothing too active at the centre of the village, just tea, relaxing, and a good catch-up with your mate. Did you use the pavement a lot? We say pavement for the place you walk next to the road, not sidewalk.
That's right. We realized we were better at doing the cleaning in the flat than we were at climbing mountains in it. Using in it is very informal, short for isn't it, but it helps you sound natural.
Well, As long as you weren't bored, that's the main thing. You used the present perfect there, James. Constive only just got back. It's perfect for actions that finished recently and have a present effect.
I did, and it's true, I still look forward to putting my feet up tomorrow. Another fantastic phrasal verb, look forward to anticipate something with pleasure. So, the area itself, the Highlands are just incredible, truly breathtaking. They really impressed me.
I can imagine. Tell me, what was the scenery like? You can't just say nice or good, James. That's too boring. We need specific, descriptive adjectives for the listeners.
Right. We must make this interesting. Well, it was certainly dramatic. Very dramatic mountain scenery. The mountains were huge and impressive. Everything was so vast and open, you know? It gave me a real feeling of solitude.
Dramatic. I like that. So, very impressive and beautiful, then. It's a powerful adjective, much better than just nice. And what about the little town you stayed in?
Precisely. And the little village where we stayed. It was very picturesque. It was beautiful like a painting. All the houses were made of stone, with lovely little gardens. Like something you'd see on a postcard, all quiet and lovely.
Picturesque. A superb word to talk about scenery or places. I bet it was quite sleepy, too. When we say a place is sleepy, we mean it's very quiet and peaceful. Nothing much happens there.
Sleepy is the perfect word. Very peaceful and quiet. Nothing was open past 8:30, I'm afraid. We had to do a lot of planning if we wanted to get a proper dinner.
You'd expect that in the countryside. Now, did you try any of the local cuisine? We need to know about the food. I'm looking forward to hearing about the food.
Oh, the food was absolutely out of this world. Really amazing. We kept going to this one little pub. We sampled as much of the local food as we could manage. Sample means to try a little bit of many different things.
Out of this world. That means really, really good, which is high praise for a British person. But were there many other tourists? Was it touristy?
Mind you, a few. Mind you is a great phrase to introduce a thought that contrasts slightly with what you've just said. The pub was a bit touristy at peak dinner time. It had lost a bit of its original atmosphere with all the coach tours. But mostly, it was just local folks. The general atmosphere was what I liked most of all.
A perfectly classic British experience, then. Something that is typical and excellent of its kind. Not too much fuss. We must try to avoid being overwhelming with our adjectives, but use them strategically.
Absolutely. And using so with an adjective, so good, and such with a noun, such a good pub, is something we always have to remember, isn't it?
You did remember it. Excellent. Well, as long as you avoided any dreadful incidents, that's what matters. Remember, incident means suceso, not success, which means éxito.
No major incidents, thankfully. Just one terribly embarrassing moment at the cash machine. I was seriously mortified, which means extremely embarrassed.
Oh? Do tell. What happened?
I was queuing up, right? And this older lady accidentally bumped into me as she was leaving. She wasn't looking where she was going. Not my fault at all.
And?
And I instinctively said, sorry, before she could even utter a word.
Oh, James, of course you did. That's so typically British. We apologise for everything, even when someone else clearly attends to knock us over. We use attend only for assistir, not for helping. You use assist for to help.
Exactly. I had to realize I was being ridiculous. She looked at me like I was mad, bless her. It's ingrained in the British psyche, I swear. We use sorry excessively.
It's part of the culture, mate. We're programmed to be overly polite. Now, did you spend much quid up there? Quid is our lovely informal word for the pound sterling. Much better than the American buck for a dollar.
I spent quite a bit of quid, actually. Every time we went for a meal, the bill was massive. I kept forgetting to use the word check when asking for the bill too. We use bill in a restaurant here.
Another distinction between the variants. Did you bring back any souvenirs?
Just a few trinkets. And I did manage to get a degree of sleep, which was nice. I had to remind myself that degree is the word for a university qualification, and career means your professional path. I was talking about my sleep schedule, not my job.
Excellent reminder. Those false friends between English and Spanish are tricky. Speaking of that, I bet you were being very sensible with your money, weren't you? That means you were using good common sense, not being sensitive.
I was trying to be economical. That means cheap or saving money, not necessarily economic, which refers to the economy of a country. I wish I'd had more time to explore, though. I wish we'd had more time to see Loch Ness. That structure, I wish, plus the past perfect, is perfect for regrets about the past.
I wish I'd gone with you. Next time, we'll book a holiday that's a bit more economical.
Right, enough about my rural retreat. Tell me about your last holiday. You went to Rome, didn't you?
I did. It was a brilliant but very fast-paced. I went with my friend Chloe for a long weekend. Just 3 days, Friday to Monday.
3 days in Rome. So much to see in such a short time.
It was. There were so many sights and smells, I didn't know where to look. It felt very intense.
So, what did you like most of all?
The general atmosphere. Definitely. Walking around the little side streets felt like being in an old film. That's what I liked most of all. And the food was absolutely fascinating. It was really very interesting.
And what didn't you like? What were you not so keen on? We use this phrase, I wasn't so keen on, to talk about something we disliked gently.
I wasn't so keen on the sheer volume of crowds. It was just too busy. The main tourist centre was difficult to navigate.
Ah, so perhaps it had lost a little of its original charm, for your tastes, then. Tourism had grown too much, spoiling the atmosphere.
Exactly. I mean, it was still stunning, and the architecture was completely out of this world. But I prefer a quieter atmosphere, for my tastes.
And, did you have to attend any specific events?
No, we didn't attend any events, just the main sites. But we did do the sightseeing very efficiently. We used a map rather than an app. Well, it sounds like we both had a brilliant time, despite your excessive apologies, James. And our listeners now have a great toolkit for talking about their own holidays. Remember to use the 5-step structure we followed today to build your answer.
Absolutely. Stick to the UK style. Use flat, not apartment, and remember your present perfect for recent action. It makes you sound far more natural and avoids any confusion with our American cousins.
And don't forget those specific adjectives: picturesque, dramatic, overwhelming. You must avoid the lazy nice or good if you can. The more specific the adjective, the more interesting your conversation will be.
Always avoid nice, if possible. It's too lazy and doesn't tell your listener anything interesting. And remember, actually means in reality, not currently.
Right. That's all we have time for today on Clue Speak. We've had a classic episode on British English usage. We'll be back next time to talk about food, perhaps. We can finally settle the hugely important debate over whether a biscuit is truly the same as a cookie.
A very important and economic debate. I'm already looking forward to it. I'll make sure to use my most sensible arguments.
Brilliant. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate your support. Until next time.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers!